Okay, so in powerlifting, super common that, particularly for bigger guys, they like to have their hands out near the sleeves, which is all well and good if you've got a combo rack or a monolift where you can move the arms in. But if you've got a standard power rack, you'd be like me, keep pinching your fingers. I like to squat with my hands one thumb width from the smooth or the ring on the bar, which ends up basically being in line with the standard power rack width. So I made these, or had these attachments made for my rack, so now I can sit the bar in. This is an Eleiko IPF power bar. If I center it, see now the ring's there, I can stick my hands out. I use a west side squat bar, but just for demonstration, so it's easier to put in because it's lighter. One thing is I'm going to quickly run through the measurements, but I'd probably make it not quite come in as far. So have the mono hook more like there, just because even with a 20 kilo or 45 pound plate, it is a little bit tippy. I think a 25 or a red plate would be fine. I've tried putting my 45 kilo / 100 pound plates on there. That definitely tips. So when I want to get those on, I've trialed it, it works. I'm just going to put my safety pin through, and that way if it tips, I'll just hit the safety pin. So I'm just going to go around to the other side. So that's, and sorry, this is going to all be in metric, so you're going to have to convert it if you're from a freedom unit country. So this is 10 mil thick steel plate. That is 500 mil or 50 centimeters. Just a couple of holes with some grade 8 bolts straight through easily. This section is 75 by 75, I think it's 3 mil thick mold steel. So that's 130 mil. If I was gonna make another one, I'd probably change that to like 120 mil, so probably 10 mil or 1 centimeter off. There's 2 of those, and they're just welded to this upright, which is 400 mil or 40 centimeters long, and that's 75 by 75, 3 mil mold steel as well. Just got my friend to weld it. I'll probably get some more welds. As you can see, it's only welded the sides. It probably will be fine, but I prefer to be safe rather than sorry. The other thing, apart from making that a little bit narrower, is that I just almost eyeballed these holes and tried drilling them by hand. And I've ended up having to make them a fair bit bigger than they needed to be just because they didn't line up very well. So there's a little bit of play, particularly in this side, as you can see. But there's a little bit of play in the Rogue monolift arms anyway, and I don't notice it. But if you've got someone with a drill press, or if you actually take the time to measure the holes, the one hole that I did triple check, which is the last one I did, lines up almost perfectly. Then you'll have a much better time of it than I did trying to work out exactly what I was going to do, having to buy more drill bits. But yeah, I'm going to post a link to my other channel of me actually using them. First time, it all held up really well, but I'm obviously going to pay attention to see whether there's any flex or that sort of thing, but I presume it's going to be fine. If you've got any questions, just pop them in the comments about like the measurements and stuff like that. But otherwise, I think it's actually fairly straightforward, and I'm surprised there's only one company I found that does them, but I'm surprised more people aren't doing it, especially with like powerlifting being a lot more popular, and obviously through COVID, home gyms being a lot more popular as well. A lot more people buying power racks for their house and probably not buying combos or monos. So being able to get your hands out would be nice for those big boys.